Good morning, everyone. I'm trying to see if my Instagram does this thing where it decides not to actually record. So Facebook, good morning, everyone. I'm figuring out Instagram, why it is not working. Just a moment. Bear with me. This is just an easier way to make sure we get this to... Apparently in my story, I took a picture of myself trying to get this to work. There we go. Okay. It's checking our connection, and we are live on Instagram and Facebook together. Fantastic. Thank you for your patience. Honey, you're the only one watching. Wow, that's great. So nobody had to wait. So good morning, everyone from the Rocky Mountains. It's Tuesday, and welcoming you to this hashtag Be Home Together session. We're just going to take some time to dwell together. Whenever you're watching this, know that you are not doing this alone. Things are starting to settle in as far as how much we're going to have to change and shift, and we still aren't even aware of what that's going to look like. So just being in this moment together makes it so that we can be ready for whatever comes our way. So I'm going to invite everybody just to take a moment. Hi, Travis. So nice of you to join. Sorry, I had to hop off your live to come make my live. So good to see you. So we're going to start by inviting ourselves home into ourself. Hi, Heather. Thanks for joining. And we're just going to take a moment, take a nice deep breath. Hi, Kat. Welcome. Invite everybody to take a nice deep breath in. And just a really big sigh out. I find that when I do that big sigh and release my exhale, that my shoulders drop a little more. I feel like I'm inside of myself more present. So take another one of those cleansing breaths. Take a nice deep breath in. And just shake it all out. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go through, again, this is hashtag Be Home Together sessions. So we're going to just spend some time being home with ourselves together. We're going to go through the 3 things that we say each day. And I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and continue just deepening your breath very slowly and naturally. Don't force it. This is a time that is about not efforting. So we're going to let go of efforting. So taking a nice deep breath, feel free to close your eyes. I belong here. I belong here in this moment. I was made for this time. I belong with all that is before me, with everything that's coming to me to handle, whether that's my kids running around, whether I'm trying to run a business, whether I'm figuring out what comes next financially, employment-wise. I belong here in this exact moment. I am ready. I'm ready for this moment. I'm ready for all that it holds. I'm ready for what comes up in myself as I respond or react to what each moment brings. And I'm ready to actually handle myself and choose how I want to move forward. I am ready. I am not alone. I am never alone. Right here, closer than my very breath, is love itself. When I come home to myself, when I am here with myself, I am here with a still small voice. I am never alone. I belong here. I am ready. I am not alone. Take another nice deep breath and just let those truths sink in. It is April, and it is still National Poetry Month, which we started this and I didn't even realize that was coming. I should know these things. I love writing and reading poetry, obviously, because I read a poem almost every day. The poem for today is from Mary Oliver, who is one of my favorite poets, and it is entitled Praying. It doesn't have to be the blue iris. It could be weeds in a vacant lot, or a few small stones. Just pay attention. Then patch a few words together and don't try to make them elaborate. This isn't a contest, but the doorway into thanks and a silence in which another voice may speak. Praying. It doesn't have to be the blue iris. It could be weeds in a vacant lot or a few small stones. Just pay attention. Then patch a few words together and don't try to make them elaborate. This isn't a contest, but the doorway into thanks and a silence in which another voice may speak. I love how short this poem is and how uncomplicated it is about the idea of praying, listening, being still. And I talked about that still small voice, but that there's this process that Mary Oliver is talking about. She's saying, pay attention to life around you. Pay attention to the little things. Notice the small beauties. Notice the light in between the lines of life. And just paying attention, then you start just putting together what your gratitude is. And you can focus on those weeds in a vacant lot, that something grew there once. So bringing your attention, paying attention, opens the door to gratitude and silence. And that's when we can listen to that still small voice within, hearing the answers that we didn't think were possible or even know were possible. Hearing whatever we need to hear for our next step, for our next action, just the next right thing. And so I love that idea of praying. It's so simple. And everybody, when you're giving gratitude, you are praying. And so I think that that's a beautiful thought for our day-to-day. And we are keeping it simple, but I wanted to share this book that I just received from Brian Andreas, A Guide to Effortless Joy. So bring your life back to life. And what I love, he's an artist, and some of you may have seen Brian Andreas's work. It's very unique. And he does these very short stories. He calls them stories. And so I'm sharing this one for today. There actually aren't any secrets to life, he says. There actually aren't any secrets to life. It's all right there in front of you all the time. Mainly, it just depends on what you're ready to hear. There actually aren't any secrets to life. It's all right there in front of you all the time. Mainly, it just depends on what you're ready to hear. So those are my two thoughts for today, that idea of listening, paying attention, find something to be grateful for, and then making room to listen. It's right there in front of us. All of the beauty, all of the answers, the next right thing, regardless of how chaotic the things are, the next right thing, the next thing I need to do, the next move I need to make, the next thought I want to hold on to. It's all right there. So with that, blessings on your day. Thank you for watching. It's wonderful to have you. Hi, Jeannie. It's so good to have you here. All right. We'll see you on the flip side.